Welcome back folks, my name is LastKnownMeal and today we have a new Cyberpunk 2077 news to talk about and screenshots to show, going all the way from the interview with the lead quest designer Paweł Sasko then to the exclusive presentation of Cyberpunk on Game Informer. So in this video I will summarize everything we learned. First off, we have Paweł, who was a guest on Agree Online, where he talked more about the game, including the wanted system itself. Huge thanks to a fellow community member for translating this from Polish. The game will have a wanted system similar to GTA, but not entirely. By that, it means you can hurt people around you and police will start chasing you, and if you cause even more issues, Psycho Squad gets sent to your location and their instructions are to shoot you on sight. Obviously, some districts don't have police presence, they have gangs that guard the people there. So if in some district you start making trouble, you can get one of the gangs to come after you. You can engage in various gang activities, and as you do it, the wanted level rises, and you will have to lay low for a bit until it passes. So it's not like people instantly forget about you, there is actually a period of time where you have to lay low until that is solved. Besides that, there will be an option to also pet the cat, if you were wondering about that. Paweł also talked more about the dialogue itself. You will be able to walk as you are talking to someone. The camera will focus on the person you are talking to. You can watch TV and check for mails in V's apartment. Fixers will send you emails to check on the progress of the mission and offer new ones. As we already know, you can steal or buy cars that you can put in your garage, but some cars you will need a perk like strength to take the person out or open the door, again meaning that other people also have augmentations and weapons, so besides the police and gangs, they can also start shooting. This will be balanced by levels, I think, meaning like in The Witcher 3 some NPCs will be high level, and even if you wanted, you won't be able to take them down at start, or if you do, you will cause yourself a lot of issues. The game itself doesn't have loading screens when you drive through Night City or go to the Badlands outside, that is also free to explore. They also talk about the length of the game, and it is very difficult to calculate how much time does it take for people to finish the game depending on their playstyle, but I'm sure that howlongtobeat.com will have it updated when the game comes out and people start posting their results. Devs also double down on pacifist playthrough. You won't need to kill anyone if you don't want to, but there will be times where you will need to hurt somebody, but you will never be forced to kill them as a character. They also used all the feedback they got from The Witcher 3 story to optimize and enhance the story in this game, because some parts of The Witcher were too long, which changed the pacing a little bit, and they're trying to avoid that as best as they can here, because the main goal of this game is the story. Relationship with other characters will be more complicated than in The Witcher, meaning you won't bring 10 coins to them to increase the reputation, but all of your decisions will influence what they think about you. That means you can turn a friend into a foe, and you can turn a friend into a love interest, etc. In the game, you are connected to the NCPD system, where you can scan different people around Night City, like we've seen in the gameplay with the Maelstrom member. And if you kill them or knock them out, police will pick them up and wire you the money from their bounty. There are also minigames, but they're not planning something like Gwent. In my opinion, it will be more of a classic minigames like playing pool or basketball, I hope, but we shall see. Going forward about implants, they said to have a huge variety of augmentations and upgrades you can put in yourself. Obviously not all of them, because the humanity index can drop down and you can go full cyber psycho. I mean, you won't go full cyber psycho in the game, but there is going to be a limit on the amount of augmentations you can put, but you can mix and match them to your liking. You can also choose not to install any augmentations except for the main operating system, but good luck, you will be at a serious disadvantage. They have a special separate team that designs weapons, so every weapon has a story, a purpose, and the lore itself to fit inside the world. Also with vehicles and the interior of vehicles themselves, even things like ketchup, mustard or pizza, their entire brands were created to fit into the lore and the universe. For example, you have a brand like Budget Arms. You can get those weapons from a vending machine to pull off a quick job, but on the other hand, weapons from Militech are a lot stronger and better, but harder to obtain or more expensive to buy. Now, as they said, you won't be able to customize vehicles, but as an alternative, there is a huge variety of vehicles you can get, steal or earn that have different augmentations, different design, speed, etc. They sadly confirmed that wall running is removed from the game that we've seen in the 45-minute demo, which is okay. The whole topic of wall running wasn't really brought up too much in the community, and we weren't really talking about it because we haven't seen much, and it was actually removed. But as an alternative, you have various legging plans that allow you to jump further or higher, so you won't be at a disadvantage if you want a stealth or melee build that requires you to go around the entire area fast. Your life path will also offer new missions, give you more paths in that quest, but it will also remove some things from the game, some quests, because it comes down from a logical perspective depending on your background. You don't start knowing the same amount of people or the same people in the game depending on your background. And some people, if you're a corpo and they're a street kid, they won't trust you that much to say, oh yes, please come here, let me offer every single mission I have. You will either have to earn that, or those missions won't be available until you go on a different playthrough. They're trying to do that to basically fit and change the quests based on your previous decisions in the game to really make them your own. Sadly, no system requirement news. They're still polishing and optimizing the game, which is kinda what we expected, and that will be revealed once they are actually done. It also seems that Officer Stins from the gameplay is somewhat similar to Gontaro Dim. It might be even based off of the character, and Pavev said we have to play the game to find out, which is extremely interesting. We also learned that once the introduction into the game is done, like for example here when you are caught by the police, there is a 6 months montage of V and Jackie doing missions, and then the game starts when you are called about a big job. There you start the tutorial and the game itself. Now we will touch on the Game Informer article about Cyberpunk. They talked a bit more about attribute points being 5 areas you can invest in, like body, which is raw physical power, increases health and stamina, intelligence, it's memory and intellect, which improves hacking abilities, reflexes, coordination and speed, enhancing critical chance and evasion, technical, which is tech aptitude, providing armor bonuses and additional chance of harvesting craftable loot, and cool, which is self-control and willpower, improves stealth and speed at which NPCs notice you. I think also Paris said you have these memory points that allow you to do these things with your augmentations. As you do them, they deplete and then regenerate back, so there is a certain cooldown for some things that you do in the game. They also talked about using stealth that we've seen, like hacking stuff, moving boxes and quickly taking down opponents, so generally my fear of enemies being bullet sponges is now completely gone. As you level up later in the game, you invest in main attributes and new skills, like in intelligence for example, where you have 2 hacking options, devices or targets. So the game allows you to mix these skills and attributes in a hybrid class system tree. That's why I said your background is more important than your skills, because you can mix and match your skills, but your background will stay through the entire game. And what we already know is that you level up your skill with a weapon as you use it, and all of the weapons and armor can be upgraded later. All side missions and little requests can contribute to the main story and your general relationship with the characters around you. There will be a dynamic event system which pops up as, for example, like gang-on-gang violence, getting updates from fixers to either eliminate someone or sabotage a server. You can take on bounties or find clues that will lead you to secret stashes, which rewards, exploration, and I'm really happy to see this. You can disassemble junk or items to get crafting material, and by finding blueprints and components you can use to actually craft or upgrade those parts, like scopes, silencers, grenades, flashbangs, etc. Some parts of augmentations and some blueprints and armor is actually hidden. You really have to look hard to find it. There are also activities like vehicle racing, fist fighting and shooting in the range that you can actually attend. They already had a lot of positive things to say about the game. I really recommend actually reading throughout this article. Now, on a separate Game Informer article that is online, Pavev goes into character design a bit more, saying this: it's very easy when you design things to just fall into one extreme or another, and this is how our production style comes into play. We're always keeping each other in check to figure out the correct way to present elements or the character when you look at it from their perspective. We always look at it from a perspective of balance. This is what we are almost constantly playing with in Cyberpunk 2077, having it like in real life, where people say one thing and then do another. The game will be using body language and dialogue to throw hints at you if you can, for example, trust this person or not, if they have other motives besides the one they are presenting to you. It might be that a character is speaking in a very convincing manner, but through the animations, through their poses, and through the setup of that scene, we are showing that the character is not like that. When you talk to the characters and ask for more questions, they can actually throw things at you that are contradictory, or will give you some more clues to what they really think to make you question things. It's just really fun because that makes the player be conscious and look at the characters. Of course, we cannot be all over the place with that, because if you go completely random, then it won't work. It has to be designed very specifically. We also have a couple of new screenshots that are very interesting. On the left you see the gig Monster Hunt, which is funny. It might be an Easter egg for The Witcher, or it might be that V was actually going after a cyber psycho, which was confirmed by Alana, who played the game. It also says here that some missions will be time sensitive, meaning in order to start it you have to be, let's say, there from 6 PM to 6 AM. And also this beautiful image of Quadra parked next to Arasaka. And that's all for the news. There will be more in the upcoming days. Subscribe to stay updated with everything Cyberpunk 2077 related, and thank you so much for watching. We also have a Cyberpunk giveaway on the channel from Artelsorian Games and Monster Fight Club worth $500. The link on how to participate is down below. And also tell me down below in the comments what do you think about all of this. Interested to hear your opinions, and join our growing community on Twitter and Discord. If you were looking for an extra way to support the channel, I made a Patreon page. You can check it out through the link below. And huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters. This is LKM signing out, and stay classy everyone. Bye bye.